Hello, Alicia Duffy here in front of Denton County. We are going to protest some Denton County property values, so let's see what happens. Hopefully they're a little bit better than Collin County.
Computer is on the computer screen is the same thing that we're going to see. Okay. Is this your property?
It is, sir.
And this hearing is being recorded. It will become a permanent part of the records. We have a procedure to go through. Okay. And under the protest code, any evidence provided to the panel today must be delivered under oath. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in any testimony you provide to the panel today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are either of you a licensed or certified appraiser of real estate in the state of Texas?
My daughter is. I'm a realtor, not an appraiser.
The district has noticed your market value at $255,296. What do you think the market value should be as of January 1st, 2022? What is your approximate?
$111,500.
Okay, $111,000.
And she never took our evidence, so do you want it?
We'll get through it.
Okay. Okay.
District, they have a thumb drive. They don't want to do anything. Do we need to call someone?
I may can plug it in.
We are the Appraisal Review Board panel appointed by a district judge. We do not work for the appraisal district. Instead, our charge is to determine the fair market value of the subject property as of January 1st of this year based upon the evidence we receive. You may complete a voluntary survey regarding your experience today. A link to the survey and its instructions were included with your hearing notice. A paper copy of the survey will also be mailed to you with your Appraisal Review Board order. The process will be as follows. Our procedures will be strictly limited to a 15-minute time duration. We will receive evidence from the taxpayer and the district, with each party being able to ask the other questions. The parties will then make their respective closing arguments, and no new evidence may be introduced. We will ask that you do not interrupt the other party while they are presenting their case. After both parties conclude their evidence presentation, the panel chair will close the hearing, and the ARB will begin deliberation in an open hearing while the taxpayer and the appraisal district representative remain on the call. A decision of the panel will be announced before the protest hearing is completed. If you have had any discussion or settlement talks with the appraisal district prior to coming before the panel, those discussions are null and void and are not to be mentioned. We will consider all relevant evidence presented at the hearing. After the panel has set your value in approximately 7 to 10 days, you will receive written notification of this value in the mail, along with procedures available to you should you wish to appeal this value.
Okay, do you have any questions regarding the procedures today?
I don't. Do you?
Okay.
And I'm waiting for a response to see if I can plug it in, if they have to check it for anything.
Okay, the ARB members who are considering this protest have not communicated with anyone about this case and have signed affidavits to that effect. I want to remind both parties that there is a 15-minute time limit on the hearing. Now, you have the option, we can let the district present their evidence first, then you would present yours. Or you can present your evidence, then the district would present their evidence, and you can then come back for a short summation. So what would you like to do? Would you like to go first or have the district?
We'll let them go first,
Okay,
especially since they don't have our
while
evidence.
we're waiting, could you please, and they're going to bring up 2 grids, okay?
So we'll have sales and we'll also have equity. So these are some of the properties that was looked at to compare the subject's property. They sold between our assessment period, January 1st, 2021 through the end of the year. The values of those properties range anywhere from $134,000 on the lower end to $450,000 on the high end. So comp number 1 and comp number 2 are within the same neighborhood. The remaining comps are in like neighborhoods. The subject property is a class 2 frame. The properties that sold A couple of them are frames, which is 1, 2, and 5. The 3 and 4 are going to be brick homes. Subject property was built in 1985. The comps range anywhere from 1959 on the lower end to 2010. So when the depreciation is taken into consideration, the square footage per the segments, and here it says the total square footage is 6176. That's including a couple of barns and also the main living area. So the whole 6176 is not all living. It breaks it down here. The main area, which is the house, you have a barn that's 1750 and also a barn that's 2256. So once all the adjustments are made for all the segments on all the properties and the land, it does give a mean value of 245,357, as well as a median value of 260,019.
Okay, can we see the next grid, please?
The next grid is going to be the equity grid.
So does the review board then take into consideration when those costs are made? Like what the actual timeline is for those costs?
These are additional properties that have not sold, and these properties are within the subject's neighborhood. Those values range anywhere from 128 on the lower end to 337. These are all frame homes, a class 2. Subject property was built in 1985. The comps range anywhere from 1933 on the lower end to 2000. Again, once the depreciation is taken into consideration for all the segments of the property and the land, it does give us a median equity square footage of 42.95, and as well as a median equity overall value of $265,260.
Hannah, do you have any questions for the district? Does the partnership of Duffy and May have anything to ask the district? Any questions in regards to the grid that was just put up?
Yes. So this is the equity, so we're doing it all in the same thing. We're not going to do it like separately.
It's all one property.
Okay. Price King stock. Okay, well, as far as my evidence is using the city's comps,
Okay,
but
so
then
then
going through each one of them on why it's not.
So then, we'll take it over to you, okay? And she can answer your questions.
Okay.
The floor is yours.
Okay, so the, can we go back to the first, to the sales comps?
Okay, all right, good. Well, like I said, I know that it was an insane year, and when you look at these comps, there is no direct comp. The earliest.
Okay, so, Mom, can I use your calculator? You were saying that this living area square footage of 6176, I've never seen them add a barn or a garage or anything in the living area square footage, but if they did, or they are on here, why are they not doing it for all the other comps? Because some of them have barns, some don't. None of those are added in on the square footage. Let's see, I'm trying to see barn. And then in addition, it says that the main living is 2170, and it's not. It's 1728. Also, the barn, per the tax records, again, say 1630, not 2256 plus 1750.
And you can pass this back around. We can't use your flash drive. I got an email back and said that all taxpayers were asked to bring hard copies or add to the portal. So if you would have uploaded it to your portal, we could have.
Yeah, we tried to do that, and it said 25 megabytes total, which, is like one page. So I think we got one page of photos uploaded. But that's why when we got here early at 1 o'clock, we asked if they could use this. And they said yes, but that y'all would keep it forever. We couldn't get it back, and we said that was fine.
Who gave you that?
Who said that that was okay?
Yeah.
The lady up at the front
at the
desk.
front? There.
At that mom, right, the lady right here, not down there.
Right, the check-in, the lady that.
Yeah.
Okay,
check
can
us
you
in.
open up the portal and let's see what's in the portal?
Now, I mean, I do have my copies.
I have some hard print copies.
I mean, I have my copies of a lot of the stuff in there.
Let's see what we got here first.
But yeah, we have to make copies of all that.
Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Okay, this property, this is a mobile home, which most of the homes in this,
Which one is the mobile home?
the mobile home is on the screen right now to the right.
Okay, so you're saying the property is a mobile home, and how old is that property?
That property,
1985.
1985.
And actually, we were gonna go through and show you the MLS sheet and all that stuff. I didn't know if we were to the part of us presenting or if we were just asking questions
No,
too.
District, can we go back to the photo before? Why don't you talk to this photo for us right now, okay? Tell us what we're looking at.
Okay, well, this is the property. It's got, you know, some storage and then, the house, right here, you know.
Can I say something?
Yeah, oh yeah, go.
Okay, when my husband purchased this property, he purchased it just because he liked working on cars, okay? And just to get away from the house. So he purchased this property with money that he got from his parents. So he bought some cars and started working on them. So it was just, and mostly, and then he would go pick up things in alleys and rebuild lamps and crazy things, but it was something that he enjoyed when he retired. So, you know, it was something that was his, okay? So that's basically what it was. It was a storage, and when he passed away, he had lots of motors and lots of different car parts that we had to get rid of, but that's,
Is this a recent photo?
this photo, that car, that truck, that white car and that car right there, that photo is from, I'm gonna say about 3 years ago, right around the time he passed.
Okay, so that's a Lumina,
Nothing's
a
changed
truck.
here, though.
What's
Yeah.
the third one?
Yeah, nothing's changed on
The
it.
third what?
That's a Chevrolet Lumina, a truck, and then what's the third car?
That is that
White
was
Stealth.
my daughter's car that,
Stealth.
a Stealth that we ended up having towed off.
Okay, but they're no longer there.
No, they're not.
Okay. So
And-
if we were to look at this property, what would we see now?
Well, it's the same, the building and all of that
Yeah.
hasn't changed. It just,
It's-
those cars aren't.
If anything, they've gotten worse.
But there's stuff outside, just
Yeah,
not vehicles.
I've got a
Okay.
picture.
You have an updated picture. I think it's on the next,
Where's the house?
right there where the little white truck is.
And the house is a modular home?
It's a mobile home.
Mobile home.
Okay.
And so part of the MLS sheet right here when she purchased it, so it has mobile home on there. It's not a single family, and it has the 1728 square feet.
Okay.
And it says mobile, double wide.
Okay.
Also that it doesn't have an AC, it doesn't have a heat, no central, it's floor, window units.
Hatbury has no police, no fire department, no sidewalks in this area, and
Is this
no,
home, do we have renters in there now?
there is someone in there now that's occupying the place.
Okay, and what are we looking at here?
Okay. The photos on here, you can see the
Yes.
damage, you know, to the ceiling, and then the outside photos, the roof has damage, and the, whatever the roof eaves, is that what that's called, eaves? And then that's just the backyard. I just told her to send me a picture of the backyard and the side yard,
Okay.
just to, let's see, there's another,
That's a more recent, wait, is
is
it?
it
What's
from
the
Google?
age of-
No, that's it,
What's the age of the mobile home?
85.
85.
It's 37 and a half years old.
37 years, yeah.
Well, and it says 85, although when she purchased it, it had no year built, but then somehow the Denton CAD now says 85, so
Okay,
we're just kind of
so
going
what
with
do we
that.
have here now? Explain what we're looking
Ooh, are
at.
those?
This is just kind of like what,
Even
What
yeah,
are in the barns right now? What are they used for?
the barns,
Yes.
just storage.
Yeah, okay, so this too, the map was mainly to show that that's Hackberry, that this is where the homes are, and on the drive, so I can't believe they don't let you do the drive, but the other evidence that we had was through the Denton CAD. I mean,
Yes.
so y'all should have all of that as well, that the value had gone up, I think it was almost 50,000 last year to 144. I don't know why we didn't protest it, but the comps are coming in, at 111, and now it's saying 255. I think a big thing is the error in the square footage, the error in the mobile home, the error in that 6,176, which obviously would bring us to that difference that we're seeing on why all of a sudden it is.
And it does say that the buildings are stone, but they're metal.
So noted, yes.
Yeah.
What else do you have for us?
So if we can go to the comps, I can just, instead of y'all looking at what I had put,
Let's look at the comps, please.
the sold comps.
Hold on.
And so the map that was on here, my printer cut it off. It was to show where the sold comps were. So when I say it's 3 miles away, it was way down here. So
Whose comps? Your comps or?
no,
her
y'all's comps. Yeah.
Okay, your comps.
I just went through the comps that y'all had.
Okay. I'm asking, you wanted to see your comps, is that it?
Oh, no.
No?
I pretty much just went through
Oh,
their
okay.
comps.
Okay.
And used the ones that were good to get that value. So having those at like comp 1, that was a good, no, wait, this isn't, are we on equity or are we on sales?
This is equity.
Oh, no, can we go to the sales comps? Thank you. Okay, thank you. So, well, I don't know if that map will do anything to pass around and look, but, so we already talked about the 6176, so I was originally asking, the appraiser about that with the barn, so was that something she can answer? If that's just an error that I'm thinking it is, or?
For the square footage, I can't change anything now. I can have someone come out and remeasure when we do our field work.
That may be an option.
Okay,
And then for as the classification of the structure, I can put a recheck on that, basically to re-inventory the whole property and
Okay.
get the classification correct. Because we have the structure as a class 2, which is right before the last class. We have a class 1 in a frame home. So
yeah, so it needs to be whatever the worst is, because it's not a frame home either. That's a step up from a mobile home. But
so is it on pier and beam, or does it have a actual foundation?
no, it does not have a foundation. It's a mobile home, so it's on it's like a partial pier, what is it? It's not pier beam, but it's pier something. It's what they put double wides on.
Oh, okay.
It's not a slab though, no.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I guess I was wondering, thank you for that, but more about the, like, under comp 2 where it says, oh wait, no, that wasn't it. Well, there was another one, when we were looking at it the first time, that had a square footage for the barn, but then it was never added into the living area like ours was.
The only time it does that is if it's that is a subject property that we're looking at. So for instance, if number 1 had barns, it would say the same thing. It doesn't add everyone's like that. Well, unless they have one. But none of these we're showing that have a barn. So if it had a barn, it would be clumped together, and then once it's broken out like each individual section is, it will be listed and the amount will be pulled out of that, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense. I mean, just because I've looked at so many and I've never seen them clump garages or, barns or whatever into living area square feet. So you're saying that that when they're doing the price per square foot,
Yeah,
they're not looking at 6176?
No, they're not.
And what are they looking at?
They're looking at what we have currently, the 2170.
Okay, which is still a good 400 or 500 square feet difference of what it actually is. Do you have the Denton CAD? Because it does say on there the correct.
The one I just printed out the card. It says 2170 for the main area. It says it has an open porch on the front and then an open porch on the back.
Porch. I don't know about open porch, but okay. Let me see. Yeah, the MLS is taken straight from the tax assessor, and it showed the 1728, and then I don't know at one point that it got switched over to 2170 because it's been changed since then. So what needs to happen for that to be, I can't.
Only thing I can do now is put a recheck on it and have someone come out and look at it and to correct it for 2023.
Okay, because it was, when she purchased the property, the tax records did say the 1728. That's why we have it on the MLS. It wouldn't be able to put it on there unless that's what the tax records said. So that was part of our evidence that.
And it looks like the property was protested last year and nothing was mentioned about the square footage. It looks like the property was protested in 2020.
I protested, I didn't show up, but I protested it probably
On the phone.
online.
Yes.
Well, yeah. It's
I think that she just hit the I don't agree with you button and then.
And then you came back with,
Yeah. With bringing it down 10,000 and she said woo and went on with it, I think, but. Yeah. So also the map does show, the map that we had on there, that was in black and white, couldn't really see, but that was all of Hackberry. So a lot of those are the mobile homes. And actually, I think that we did have a picture of she had just drove around, took pictures. So that was on the evidence that got uploaded, that one photo grid.
We are.
Showing us all mobile homes.
Yes.
So, anyway, so, okay, back to this one. So, I think that we ended up taking off, okay, so comps, the third comp is 2.6 miles away, and you can see obviously from the picture that it's a brick, brick home. I think it's built 2005. I mean, that's just completely not a good, that's not a good comp at all. I mean, it even has, like your percent good adjustments, like comp 2 and 3 are similar to each other because they're 2005, 2010 built, in a community. Ours is 47% good estimate. I don't even know why I know the area didn't have that many comps, so that's, I'm sure, why they used it, but those should just totally be thrown out. And then comp 4 and 5, same thing. One's 2.67 miles away, the other one's 3.1 miles away. And then the land sales, the comp 2 on Maxwell does have a house on it. You can see that in the picture. So from that, I took comps 1, 2, and then the land comps 1 and 3.
Yes.
And you don't have it, but so I just took those in. I only added one comparable property and then did the adjustments. So on here was about 30 pages with all the photos of these comps that I did use, and like I said, almost all but one are the city's comps. I just wanted y'all to see the photos of why I said no, that they weren't comparable, because it's pretty obvious.
Mobile home, do they have any label or serial numbers?
I don't know what you mean.
Mobile homes normally have a label or a serial number where it's tracked through the state.
Possibly. She could look at when she bought it in 2005 to see. I'm not sure if that would be in the closing. Is that usually in the closing documents?
Possibly.
here's the illness.
But if it was already there and it's been elected to real property, then
Okay, so,
That's possibly why they put it at a lower class residential structure.
Okay, we're gonna have to.
okay, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up now.
Give us a
because-
summation, please.
Yeah, okay, yep, I'm doing the equity here and then we will sum it all up. Anyway, so that's how I got the 111.5 was from those numbers. And then when I went to the equity, I looked at the ones that, that the city used, so that's these here, from the neighborhood. They were still out, a little bit outside of the neighborhood, ours is like a 0.5 miles, and these were at 0.8, 0.7, which I don't know why, because we weren't looking at sold comps, we were just looking at what the value is. So I just pulled straight from Denton County CAD. This is all the houses right next to Lou Lane, you know.
All right.
I don't know why we needed to go here and over there, but anyway, so that's what was on the evidence thing, so highlighted all of them, I'll just tell you the range.
Yes.
So we can make it short. It is for the, okay. So if you go through and just highlight the mobile home, the ones that say mobile homes, it's between 28,000 and 65,000 are the values.
Okay.
And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 9 of these comps of her neighbors. And then even if you go and look at the single-family residents that are double the lot size, that average is 110,000. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8. But those show single-family, not mobile home like the other one does. So even if you take in between those, you know, two numbers, then we're still at 95, 100,000. So then I went back through, did the median value, because the value that the city has on there is, again, comparing neighborhoods that are 3 miles away, that are, you know, master plan communities. So when you redo it for just Hackberry, like it should be, you're at about 101,000.
Okay.
So my 111 is actually above the median value that I had. So.
And I just had one other statement.
Yes.
This was added on the rolls, looks like in between 2004 and 2005, and it has always been a class 3. And I mean, class 3, then it moved into a class 2. And again, that's the lower, almost the lowest residential class, 1 being the lowest.
It should be.
Okay.
So I'm not saying I'm not saying that's not incorrect, because it's been on there so long. And I'm looking at just other things, and they're also calling it a residential structure. They're not calling it a mobile home.
Okay.
Where are you seeing that?
I just Googled the address, and it all says residential structure. It says nothing about like a mobile home or like any type of mobile label or serial number.
I understand, and that's why I bought the MLS sheet, because they have very strict criteria.
Can we see that?
Yeah.
Yes.
And once you give it to us, we're gonna give it to her to keep, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I mean, and y'all can still look at the
So,
thumb drive, but
And what was the date of this?
that's when she purchased it,
Okay.
2005.
and what was the year, 2005?
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else?
Did you want to add anything? I skipped around my notes, I didn't get to go in order, so I think that was it.
I think you said it all.
And it's over $200 more a month than, did I say that? Okay, I think that's all.
Just that there's no grocery store, police department, fire department,
Right.
school, or anything.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's a big thing for Hackberry. I mean, that it has no city anything, so any of these comps
have a
that
city hall.
have it. then-
District, can you have an overhead of the property, please? We're gonna look at it from the sky.
Okay.
Okay.
I like to do this too.
Well, I wish I would have had this to begin with. What can
Okay. Can we go in a little, please? Okay, perfect. Okay. I want to concentrate on the barns. Can you give me a good idea of what the barns look like? We have, is that a pole behind the house, or what is that?
It's
Maybe if it's from 2005, because there used to be a pool with a tree growing in it when they bought it.
21.
Okay, yeah, so
21.
what did y'all do to it?
The family that lives in the house right now, he's a painter, so he puts a lot of his supplies in the back. So, and
Oh.
then,
Oh, I
yeah.
thought you filled the pool though. Or
Oh, yeah, the pool's gone.
Okay.
It was one
that's-
of those.
Above ground.
You said this is 2021, last year, yeah.
Oh, okay, I see, yeah,
Can
it's
we
gone
flip
now.
it again one more time, please?
So that's where the above ground pool was?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all did take it out. I thought you did.
Yeah,
So I'm
Okay.
looking at a tree.
that was a mess.
You want to flip it again?
Yeah, one more flip. Okay, that's what I want to see.
It looks like right here.
Yes.
Is this where the above ground pool was?
No, it was right where that white picket fence that goes all around.
Yeah,
like
what
above-
is
yeah.
that white picket
That-
fence now?
The above ground pool set in that picket
Okay.
fence. So when they took it out, there was just this big drop off now,
Okay.
yeah.
The family that lives there, I don't do a lot of updates, obviously. And sometimes when he gets extra supplies from
Yes.
his work,
Okay.
he'll piddle.
District, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, if no one has any questions, I'm going to close this hearing, and the panel will now openly deliberate and determine the value of this property. Panel, I would like to add to this caveat to you. Federal law and federal tax code supersedes state tax code, okay? According to the IRS code, any manufactured home that is older than 27 and a half years has a value of $5,000. So in the consideration of this property, the valuation of the home is $5,000. So we are really looking at the valuation of the land and the barns and a $5,000 home, okay? That's what we're looking at here. So taking into effect what I've just said, does anyone have a number yet?
Well, based on what you said, 111,500 is a good number.
Sir?
Yes, I will concur.
Okay, Mr. Higgins, could you please make a motion on this?
I make a motion to set the market value at $111,500 for tax year 2022, based upon equity and condition. All other grounds of protest denied.
Can I have a second?
Second,
Okay, motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So, what we've got for tax year 2022, the panel has set the market value at $111,500. All other grounds of protest are denied. You will be notified by mail regarding the value of your property, which will include information should you wish to further pursue this protest. This concludes the hearing.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pam.
There you go.
Appreciate it.
You don't have to buy your grandson
Hearing
a
is closed.
disc.
Good presentation.
Thank you. Well, I didn't do anything.
I'm gonna keep this room on.
That's yours too.